night in the Cleveland Rams, who are now 8-1 on the year. 4-5 are the Clayton Comets as we continue our postgame show.
And, of course, postgame presented by Unforgettables. Postgame wrap-up coverage. Robert Sesame talking with the Clayton players, as well as those players finishing up. They hoist their helmets after defeat. 53-9 the score, as, of course, Petey Doris also on the sideline. He's going to grab an interview with Scott Riley. Then Robert Sesame, maybe also the only score touchdown set by Jaden Chadwick for the Comets. We'll grab an interview with those players. We'll be back with more in a moment. The Unforgettables post-game wrap-up rolls on here after this Greater News 3A conference battle between the Clayton Comets and the Cleveland Rams. Rams here at Clayton win 53-9. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network.
This is CRN, the Community Radio Network, the voice of the community, the voice of anything sports, and proud to be the voice of the Comets. Follow us at crnsports.org. Now let's get back to the broadcast coverage on CRN.
Some energy drinks want to scare you. Some even want to bully you around. And the others, they're just blowing smoke. Packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, and B12, the new HiQ energy drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. HiQ Energy Drink. Wings are for birds.
Carolina Security Consultants is your residential security consultants leader. Our security assessment is custom tailored for each project. Give Danny a call, 336-312-5326. Make sure to tell them 3 and Out sent you.
Sportsmanship, it means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team.
Being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games.
It's a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official.
Mom.
Dad. Son.
Daughter. Coach.
Are we in this together?
Sportsmanship. Together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Carolina Security Consultants halftime show, and of course now postgame with the Unforgettables postgame wrap-up. Let's go down to the field as Petey Doris has called up with the head coach of the Rams, Mr. Scott Riley. His thoughts on this big win.
Yeah, Wesley, I got Scott Riley here on the field after a big win on the road to improve to 8-1 on the season, 3-0 in Greater News Conference. Was there any adjustments you made from the first half coming into the second half with your offense?
No, we didn't. It was clicking, so you don't fix what's not broken. So, no, not really.
So right now you guys got 2 more games, 1 home, 1 away. You guys play next week back home. So what did you get? What do you guys – going into the final 2 games, obviously the bullseye's on your all's back. What are you guys doing to stay at 3-0 and try to finish off the conference 5-0?
Yeah, our motto all year is kind of win the next game, win the last game. That's our goal because we got 2 games shorter doing that last year. So we're real focused on bigger things, and we're treating this the 5-game conference as the playoffs. So it's a 5-game tournament to get a championship, and then we'll do another 5-game tournament to try to get another championship. So we're focused in our version. It's the 4th round next week against West Johnson.
All right, next week against West Johnson. Since you guys lost to Cardinal Gibbons week 5, how did you get your kids to bounce back and understand that, hey, this ain't the end of the road?
Well, it's a non-conference game. We don't build any of those up bigger than they are. And we learned a lot from it. We didn't play well. Give a lot of credit to Cardinal Gibbons. They played really well. And we didn't play our best game. Even if we did, we might not have won. But and we learned a lot from it. It's a humble group. I'm really lucky to coach these young men. And it really wasn't hard to get them coming back and they knew, there's bigger things down the road than a non-conference game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Coach Riley with the big victory tonight on the rival game against the Clayton Comets. Good luck next week, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, Wesley, that was Coach Riley talking about how bouncing after the Cardinal Gibbons loss, how he kept his kids humble, and moving on to the conference play.
For sure.
Back up to you.
For sure, and he's going to grab Robert Cessany now for the Comets, and I think it's a nice way of saying it doesn't mean a thing. Non-conference doesn't mean a thing.
Really
Obviously,
doesn't.
you want to win, but it doesn't mean a thing. What matters is you want to win these conference games.
And these conference games, as you just heard the coach say, a 5-game tournament. They now have the upper hand at 3-0 with 2 remaining. The Comets have to hope that the Rams lose twice. And with the way their offense has been, the way their offense ran tonight, I don't see that happening. So the Rams are now in control of their own destiny here in the Greater News Conference.
And again, for the Cleveland Rams, they will take the Greater News 3A Conference Championship for 2019 in football. They'll go to 8-1 overall, 3-0 in the conference, and now booking in the first place loser position is second in the standings. 4-5 for the season, 2-1 in the conference. Robert Cessany and the Clayton Comets, and Robert Cessany, head coach of the Comets, is on the sidelines right now with Petey Doris of CRN.
Yeah, Wesley, I got Coach Sesson here for the Comets. Coach, hard, tough loss tonight here at home. Offense obviously wasn't clicking. Is there anything that you're going to get your kids, obviously the senior class, they definitely don't want to remember this game, but going into the final 2 games of the season, trying to make a state playoff push, is there anything you're telling your kids moving forward to next week?
Anything that went wrong on the field is, on me, and we'll go out there and try to correct it and get it going in the right direction. And, just going to be on the field on Monday, chopping wood and trying to get it going in the right direction.
I understand tonight, the temperature-wise and the fatigue of your players had a lot to do with cramping and stuff with your offense. Like I said, you guys going up against a good team. Obviously, Cleveland had the bullseye on their back. They're being 7-1, only lost outside of conference to Cardinal Gibbons. And you guys coming in 4-4. But next week you guys are playing Smithville, Salem. So on the road. Then you guys come back here to Nixon Fowler Stadium the final week. Is there anything you could tell the fans of the Comets coming into next week's game?
Prepare. Look at everything and, make adjustments and try to find the best answers.
All right, Coach, good luck next week. We'll talk to you then.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that was Coach Sesson for the Comets. The Comets fall at home on rival night, 53-9 to the crosstown rivals, the Cleveland Rams from Cleveland. Back up to you, Wesley.
And again, as I emphasize here, it's you can hear the disappointment and the aggravation in the voice of Robert Cessany talking with Petey Doris, because he was not happy.
No, he wasn't, and he doesn't. I don't blame him. A lot of stuff went wrong tonight. You can blame the referees for some of the calls that were missed if you want to, but at the same time, and I echo the words of my favorite play-by-play announcer, Jim Durham, the late, great Jim Durham. The coach can teach you all the plays that you want. The execution is up to you. And there was a lot of missed opportunities for execution by the Comets in this ball game tonight. The Rams took advantage of every opportunity, and thus the 53-9 score.
We will wrap things up here in just a moment after we take one more quick radio timeout. Final score, 53-9. Petey Doris on the sideline will give his recap of the game, of what happened. And, of course, also in addition to that, we will prepare to look ahead for the next game, because that's all we can do, Brian Snow, is prepare for the next game. Clayton will again fall to 2-1 in the conference, 4-5 overall. And, again, the Rams 8-1, 3-0 in the conference. Again, one more quick commercial break. We'll wrap things up. Petey Doris, Brian Snow, yours truly, Wesley Outland. It's the Unforgettables post-game wrap-up here at Clayton. Clayton loses a tough conference game to the Rams, 53-9 here in this crosstown rival conference matchup. Back with more after our final timeout.
Sportsmanship, it means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team
and being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games
With a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official,
Mom,
Dad, Son,
daughter, coach.
Are we in this together?
sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
determination, respect, and dedication to playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans.
What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship. Together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Unforgettables. Nice. This show is sponsored by Unforgettables. Unforgettables creates detailed hand-painted baseballs for every baseball fan. Check them out at unforgettables.com.
This is CRN, the Community Radio Network, the voice of the community, the voice of anything sports, and proud to be the voice of the Comets. Follow us at crnsports.org. Now let's get back to the broadcast coverage on CRN.
Brian Snow, Petey Doris, Wesley Outland back here with you at Nixon Fowler Stadium. The lights beginning to now go into darkness here above the confines of Clayton High School, the Comets and the Rams. A great matchup, so much hype. There's history. There is a rival there. There's some bad blood there, Brian Snow. We saw that here tonight in the end. The away squad prevails over the hometown, 53-9. The Comets lose to the Rams, and for the Cleveland Rams, they're going to go for the second year being the Greater News 3A Conference champions.
When you put up plus 500 yards of offense and it's evenly split between the ground and the air, you're going to put up some points. Amarian Hampton, our player of the game, 243 yards, but Skylar Locklear, 263 through the air. He threw 4 touchdowns tonight. And again, I go back to that first quarter when the momentum shifted after the Rams got a 3-and-out. They were able to take advantage and stick it right in the end zone.
Let's go down to the sidelines. Petey Doris, great job covering the action for both the Comets and the Rams. What's your take on this game here tonight on CRN?
It was a tough loss for the Comets here at home as a packed house. You know, looking back at the beginning of the game, the Comets were coming out. And I tell you, you know, it might sound petty, but when you have the team go off the field and go back in the locker room once they're all hyped up, got music playing in front of PA, to change jerseys is it's very hard to switch.
I don't.
It is.
Yeah, and we can banter here because you can hear me, I can hear you, we all can hear each other. By the way, great job covering the sidelines there for the Comets and the Rams. But I think honestly, did it seem like, Petey, that the referees had it out for Clayton at the get-go over the jerseys?
Yes, I believe they had it out for him over the jerseys, and that prevailed in the first half with penalties and hits. There was like so many helmet-to-helmets and only 2 called. You know, it was down there on the sidelines. One kid got hit, and I said the kid has to get toted off in the stretcher. He was just getting hit so hard. Helmet-to-helmet, but 1 penalty flag thrown on the helmet-to-helmet.
I'll give you another play, and I've mentioned this before. There was a turnover that also should have been called in that first quarter when Locklear dropped the football. They called him down they called him down when he clearly dropped the football before he was wrestled to the ground. That should have been Clayton ball. That should have been a momentum switch.
Yes, momentum switch right there, Brian. And you know, I want to thank you guys for having me out tonight and doing some sideline reporting. I really enjoyed it. And horrible loss for Clayton. They fall to 4-5 on the season, take their first loss in the conference play with 2 more games. Next week they're on the road. And, then end up the season back here on the 8th of November. But good luck to the Clayton Comets, and back up to you, Wesley.
Brian Snow, what's your thoughts of things as we get ready to wrap up the game?
Momentum shifted several times in that first quarter, and when the Rams put 14 consecutive points on the board, they were able to keep it. They fought off Clayton on